Hello and welcome back to the Puncher's Chance podcast, and welcome to our second preview show of the week, where we'll be having a look forward at Naoya Inoue in Japan, as well as Paddy Donovan, Lewis Crocker, Paddy Donovan, whichever way you want to put it, in Belfast, and the rest of those cards, as well as talking about a mad exhibition fight that's been announced over the last week or so. All lots of exciting stuff, so subscribe for that if you haven't already. Also check out our last preview for Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford. Straight into the action, the man we cannot wait to talk about every time we get him into just about every podcast possible. It's Naoya Inoue, one of the very best, one of our favourites, the monster.
I nearly started laughing then, because you look at this fight weekend as a whole, everywhere you look, there is a brilliant fight. It's a joke. Brilliant fighters as well. It's an absolute joke.
And I suppose I haven't said, Murodjon Akhmadaliev being the opponent, the one that Matchroom have sort of billed as the one that's going to cause Inoue problems. We'll get onto that obviously throughout the episode. But yeah, like you were saying, Naoya Inoue.
Crazy. Well, it's great to see him back, and it's a little bit weird because normally when a Inoue fight week comes around, he's normally the biggest name that we're talking about. He's like the main attraction. This weekend, he's the sort of co-main event or an appetizer to a sort of the main course, which is obviously Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford, or in fact, he's probably the dessert of the weekend because he's obviously on Sunday fighting. But it's a great fight. Akhmadaliev has been built, as you just said, to sort of be the guy that is going to go to Japan and is going to Japan to stop Inoue and beat him up and win and cause an upset and all that. Obviously, we're going to leave our predictions to the end and all, but it's just a great fight. And obviously with Joel Diaz, obviously the coach of Ramon Cardenas in May, when Inoue fought him, Inoue was down in that fight as well, so it's an intriguing fight. If there's a fighter out there that can test Inoue, it is Akhmadaliev, I think, in this division.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
But what I mean is, obviously, aside from Nakatani, I know that, but it's going to be built as, this is the guy, at the moment, then, I'll change it if you want, at the moment, who's scheduled to fight Inoue that can cause him problems, ignoring Nakatani.
I think what Eddie's done, what Eddie does best.
Talk.
And
you do that as well.
He's the spin doctor. He's put Murodjon Akhmadaliev into a position where there's this idea that because Inoue's not fought him yet, he's going to beat him. Inoue's not fought my mum, but she's not going to beat Inoue. Do you know what I mean? Just because he didn't,
I thought I'd give her a chance.
But do you know what I mean? Like just because he hasn't yet fought him doesn't necessarily mean he's the one. Inoue's not avoiding Akhmadaliev.
No.
Inoue's not avoiding anyone.
This fight would have happened if Akhmadaliev didn't lose to
Pales. Yeah, they've done a brilliant job of spinning it, and Inoue now will do what he does every single time. He'll turn up on fight night, he'll make easy work of it, he'll look good doing it, and then we'll be talking about the Nakatani fight in a week's time and going, can't wait for that.
Well, I was going to say, it doesn't fill me with too much confidence for Akhmadaliev, the fact that they are already planning who Inoue is fighting on Boxing Day this year. They're already looking ahead to sorting out his next fight.
In Saudi Arabia as well.
Put it in Japan, because it's the Japanese fight night on Boxing Day morning. You're a little bit hungover, you're eating some cold turkey. My girlfriend's family were playing some train board game and I had Inoue on. It was beautiful. Do it again, run it back.
Yeah, that's what we need. But you said as well, the last time actually that Inoue fought on a weekend that was stacked, where they done, I think it was the New York card weekend, that train wreck that went into Canelo and Skull. Inoue fought on the Monday in, I think it was Japan, and he was the standout star of that weekend.
That was the one with the cancelled Goodman fight, wasn't it? And then he fought the Korean fighter, and made very, very light work of it.
Yeah,
got caught with one shot, and you see the moment where he went, "Oh yeah, you think you're that?" And the guy's taunting him halfway through the combinations, and he just chins him.
But he impressed that weekend, and you never know, he could do it. I think he'll be up against a tougher task this weekend, because he's got to follow Canelo and Crawford, which I think is gonna, before we put a curse on it, I think is gonna be a good fight. But yeah, I think this is gonna be another showcase for Inoue to just go, yeah, I am the man that no one is coming near.
Are we being a bit harsh on Akhmadaliev? Because he is, in his own right,
He's a good fighter.
champion.
I think it's the toughest fight of Inoue's career so far.
It's not.
Nah.
There's a difference between good and great world champions, and that's what you're going to see.
It's like when
it's the toughest fight though. It's been built up.
It's tougher than the Dehaney fight.
As the toughest fight.
It's tougher than the Dehaney fight. It's tougher than the Jun Kim fight.
Tougher than Stephen Fulton,
Can you
maybe?
say it's tougher than the Tapales fight?
Well,
seeing as Tapales beat Akhmadaliev.
Tapales has beat Akhmadaliev, and in a way knocked him out. So
yeah, I don't know. I think we are being harsh, but it's like when I spoke to Ade, and he said there are so many levels to world level, and Akhmadaliev is at will hold belts, will defend belts, will never look indestructible at world level. Inoue he's not world, he's galaxy level. He is clear, like
top of the mountain. He's at base camp at Akhmadaliev.
Yeah, we could fly 400 light years into the distance and find civilization, and I'd back Inoue against whoever they've got to offer.
I don't think Inoue loses until he goes to, or if he went to featherweight. He'd have to go up weight classes before he gets beaten.
You're not going to say Nick Ball beats him, are you?
That's why I rolled my eyes a little bit there.
Like even at featherweight, I still think he beats a lot of featherweights. Like you'd have to say something stupid, like he'd have to try and jump to like super featherweight and take on someone at super featherweight to like be challenged. I think he is that good.
I do think the Nakatani fight at super bantamweight will be a challenge.
Yeah, but I still think he wins.
I think he wins. I think he does win. And everything about what he's done recently, the way he has got back up from the Lewis Neri knockdown with such composure, the way he got caught for probably the first time, genuinely got caught silly against Cardenas. It's the only time he's ever been caught, and he came back and did what he had to do. It's the way he simultaneously puts himself in a position to hurt you while being in a position where you actually can't get anywhere near him.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. That's so impressive.
It is. I just think it's the weird thing about this fight as well. I didn't even know it was happening until last week. There's been no sort of promotion from it, and you've just seen a load of interviews with like Eddie Hearn and all talking about it, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, it's happening this week. Like, it's crazy. But that Cardenas fight was interesting because, like you said, it was a sort of fight where perhaps, because it was in America, weren't it? Maybe Inoue was a little bit too relaxed in it. This fight, this time around, Inoue's going to be switched on. He's going to be hearing what all the promoters have been saying. But Akhmadaliev's the toughest fight of my career. I'm going to show you that, like you said, there's, good champions and great champions, and he's just going to show how...
And then there's Inoue.
How much of a distance there is between those.
I just think Eddie Hearn's like we said, Akhmadaliev is a really good... Like, you don't become a world champion by blind luck, but Hearn has done a good job of building this fight up to make it... And never know, we might be sat here next week and go, oh my God, and the way's been beaten. But
like Uzbek
I
power.
highly, highly doubt it.
Yeah, no, I do think, though, that to go on what you've said about Inoue's performance being switched on, I think he will have a bit of a chip on his shoulder in this fight more than others.
Yeah.
People always talk a big game, and people always get up in Inoue's grill and sort of try and put him off his game, and we see that doesn't work. You see him backstage against Cardenas, he's knelt down on a mat eating a slice of cake, like he's chill. But I do think having the talk that there's been around Akhmadaliev and the disrespect that's then put onto Inoue from his perspective, he's going to go, no, let me show you what this is about. And I do generally think he'll do that. But equally, the more you do that, the more you open yourself up to be hurt yourself. Yeah. In order to plant your feet and really, really hurt the other guy, there's a chance you get caught. And I don't think Inoue will be stupid enough to let that happen, but the more he does...
I think Akhmadaliev as well is going to be coming into this fight with a point to prove as well, but that could be to his detriment because he's going to leave himself open to a shot that... Can you imagine this now? Round one, he comes out flying and all of a sudden he's on his ass on the floor.
Yeah,
it could happen.
I think with a fighter like
Akhmadaliev's
this,
backside on the
with
floor
a
now,
with a
mate.
fighter like
Sorry.
this, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you really go and mix it with them and give it some like Cardenas did, eventually it will be your undoing.
Yeah.
If you really try and not fight them and box them like TJ Dehaney did, eventually it will be your undoing. There is no right answer. It's the
really-
impossible question.
Do you think Akhmadaliev's been sat there watching these Eddie Hearn interviews and just being like, shut up before you start winding him up too much?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, get
maybe.
him too riled
He's
up.
not
to
even
the point
there,
where
Eddie
he's
Hearn.
like- He's like,
He's not even
we've
there."
got the fight now.
Yeah.
Let's leave it there.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, cool it off.
Shut up.
Yeah, I think that is pretty much how I feel about that fight.
Yeah.
Is I feel
Are we
I'm
doing
just
our
really excited to watch him again, though.
Yeah, I
it
just
feels
love
like
it.
so. It feels like we talk about him more often when he's not fighting
yeah.
than when he actually is, because it'll just be like we'll be talking about someone else in the weight division, and then they'll just go, "Yeah, but he hasn't fought Inoue yet. Wait until
And-
he's got a."
Do you right? Here's a question.
Oh.
Inoue in the ring, but he's just training. There's just a few bags, maybe a pad man. Would you wake up early to watch it?
100%. I'll be queuing outside.
I would.
Yeah.
If someone told me Inoue would be doing half an hour session, 36-minute session, 12 3-minute rounds, just with his pad man, and I'd watch it.
Yeah.
He's
one-line fighter.
mesmeric in how he boxes. It's beautiful. It is the beautiful art.
He's the sort of fighter that I'm sure is a bit like Lomachenko when he came over to fight Luke Campbell in England. A lot of people went there not for Luke Campbell. They went there just to see the great Lomachenko, and all that talk. I'd love him to come to the UK and fight, because I feel like no matter where he would go in the UK and fight, I
to
reckon
Glasgow.
Well, Stoke
Get
on the
it,
rain.
get it in Liverpool.
Yeah, nah.
It's
Give him a
gonna.
neck ball.
I think it happened in the World Boxing Series, was it?
Yeah, he
That
fought
they
in
did.
Glasgow,
He fought in Glasgow, and the arena was full as well.
Yeah, everything I've heard though about Inoue, and obviously I don't know, I haven't experienced it firsthand, is he is a mega superstar in Japan. And when Inoue fight weeks are happening in Japan,
Yeah.
people are paying attention. Like, he is that guy. He's a mega celebrity. And so for that, I think I have no real interest to see him outside of Japan. It doesn't make a difference to me. I'm watching it on telly regardless.
But I mean, if we get the chance to watch him live,
Well, I'm
That's the
hoping to go
selfish
to I'm
side.
hoping to go to Japan, not this coming Easter, the one after. So
tease us.
if he can fight in April or May,
Drop him a message,
March,
say,
April or May in 2027,
There's our message.
Then-
Sam's message to Inoue.
they get a Inoue, Bob Arum, whoever is paying attention, do it, please.
take your mother out there with you and then see if she can. See if she
There's
can
the sparring. There's the fight to make.
Yeah.
just take her down to the gym.
I know, lad. You've been avoiding my mum. What are you saying?
Brilliant.
Maybe not, but we'll see. Anything else on the card of great interest? Obviously, Yoshiki Takai versus Cristina Medina Jimenez for the WBO World Bantam. That will be Nakatani's. No, Takai was the Bantam champion anyway. But obviously, Nakatani's left some belts behind that division now.
I do like watching boxing in Japan, mind. I think there's
The
something about
cards
the
are always brilliant.
And
Yeah.
the Japanese-Mexican matchup
Oh, yeah.
is good. We've seen it quite often. I suppose
Was it the Martinez?
because of the way that Atlas is, where maps are based, they look quite far apart. But actually, it's probably not that far to pop over to Japan from Mexico, the way it wraps round,
Oh.
if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like the
Oh, no
Atlas.
flat earther by here.
Sorry, was that controversial? Punches chance reveal they believe in a round Earth.
Do we cancel the podcast now, Ben? Or
If you think the Earth is flat, you
yeah,
deserve cancelling.
there's a word to describe you, and I don't think we can
Repeat
publish
it.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm looking forward to it though. Like, what time on Sunday is it?
Well, you'll be eating it with your
It's gonna
Cocoa
be-
Pops, probably.
Yeah, it's gonna,
Hopefully, yeah. I think it's normally late morning and he gets
it's gonna
on.
be
doesn't he?
not
it's
being
gonna
funny.
be a busy one for me this weekend because I'm going to be at the Vale for the show
Yeah.
in Cardiff, then home to watch. I'd probably just have to
go all
stay
the way
up
through.
and then, yeah.
All nighter, yeah.
Well,
Absolute
talking about that,
all-nighter.
mind, you're going to have your phone like that on your lap in the Vale because you've got Paddy Donovan,
Yeah.
Lewis Crocker. Then you go into Canelo Crawford, and
Yeah.
then if you can find a dodgy stream to find the earlier fights, you're literally going to be watching boxing for 24,
I'll find you one, don't you worry. Don't you worry about that.
virtually nearly 24 hours.
I found a full replay of the F1 this weekend for free. That was mint. I know that's not F1.
But you
but
watched the full 53 laps of Monza again.
yeah, I didn't watch it the first time. I missed it, and so I found a full replay in full HD.
Bloody hell.
Honestly, if you need a
I'm not
link,
being funny. It was a good race to catch up on.
it
the
was. If you
quickest
need a
around
link,
there, yeah.
drop me a message. let's jump over the Irish Sea. Not that is the direction you'd go from Japan to Ireland, but we'll jump over the Irish Sea. Ryanair flight into Belfast. Lewis Crocker, Paddy Donovan, the main event over there. It's a rematch. We've seen it once already. We're looking to see it again. Is it as exciting this time? Is it more exciting this time with a world title on the line?
I think it's more exciting, not just because of the world title, but we talked about it the first time and we were expecting a good fight, I think, but not as much sort of chaos as probably what we got.
Yeah.
In a way, and like just with the whole ending of it, and now it's built towards this rematch that everyone obviously really wanted to see. Now they've thrown the vacant world title in the mix as well. In Ireland, it's going to be a really good atmosphere.
The first all-Irish world title fight.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How does the Canelo Crawford fights undermined this a little bit in the sense of it's just overshadowed it a little bit? It's not getting the same limelight it would have done. Is that the main
I think
detriment here?
If you didn't have that fight as well this weekend, it almost feels like you would have seen a lot more, like, where they do the sit-down interviews and all the other sorts. It felt like, well, we still got fight weeks to come up, to be fair, so we might still see a lot of that, but yeah, maybe it is the case, like, you're never really gonna live up to the expectation of a undisputed super middleweight fight that includes two of the pound for pound, but in terms of a standalone thing on its own, this is a brilliant main event for what I think will be a really good card. And in terms of cards that we've seen in the UK and in Ireland over the last few years, haven't been brilliant. So
I think this is undoubtedly Matchroom's best of the year.
Oh yeah,
undoubtedly.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
a main co-main.
The co-main event
brilliant.
is really good.
There's a couple good prospects and fighters on there. There's obviously the interest of Molly McCann coming over from MMA, or from UFC to be specific. Coming over. It's
Pat Brown.
They've built it well. Yeah. It's a good rounded card, and as long as it stays intact as it is, then I think we're going to be looking. But again, like on paper, great fight. But actually, when you look at it, Lewis Crocker was battered in that first fight. He didn't have a sniff the whole fight, and then Paddy Donovan gave it away late. It's not as good as it probably was the first time, is it?
No, but I think it's still going to be a decent fight because Paddy Donovan's probably going to be saying a lot this fight week, or we're going to see in the press conference that happened earlier today that I beat you that time around.
Yeah.
I don't agree with what the referee did that night. I shouldn't have been disqualified and all that. You're going to have it on Saturday night, but in Lewis Crocker's thing now, he's probably looking at this thinking, I'm very, very lucky that I'm fighting for an IBF world title now.
But he's also probably thinking you didn't beat me because you cheated.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
he was still in the fight.
The argument's like, it's a balance.
Donovan threw it away, really, didn't he? 'Cause he was comfortably out in front, and I think the emotion just got the better of him, and he just we don't know where he was like standing there in that moment. Obviously, you've seen Crocker was more or less out on his feet, regardless of what he said. The shot was late. Like, if he had a couple of more seconds, I think that fight is over. But as things stood, he'd already had a point taken off him for, was it another late punch or was it something else?
I can't remember what it was for. Let me have a look.
Do you know what's quite interesting as well? Obviously, Donovan was very much protesting the decision on the night. The IBF have granted a rematch.
No, he had 2 points taken off.
6th and 8th for use of the head.
Yeah.
And then disqualified. So he had, it wasn't as if it was just a one standalone incident at the end of the fight. It was.
I do always think though, with things like the head, even the way Lewis Crocker fights, he is quite sort of rounded at the shoulder over with his head, leading with his head. He's always looked like that, even when he's on the back foot. And I think it takes two to clash heads, and I think that Crocker's corner did well to highlight that to the referee throughout the fight, and therefore he got continuous warnings and was eventually. But I don't think Paddy Donovan was overly leading with his head in that fight by any great means. I think he just got the wrong side of he didn't get the rub of the green on that. He wasn't dirty in that fight, really, was he?
No, I think
until he threw a punch notably late, and it was notably late
because I can only imagine the emotion running through you in that moment. He was like I said, he was so close to getting that stoppage, and I think he was just in the heat of the moment. He was like, I've got him exactly where I want him. I'm going to finish this now. And it just led into that whole thing of the late shot. And because I don't even know, if he had not hit him with that shot, they go back to the corners. I don't even know whether maybe Crocker's team look at him and go, you've had enough.
I think they would have pulled him.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I really do think they would have chucked the towel
because
in.
what round was it?
One-way traffic virtually, wasn't it?
Was it the I don't even know. Oh, it was the 8th. So he still would have had another 4 rounds to go after that.
Yeah, I do think the towel would have come in. I think it would have done eventually, or certainly he would have been stopped in the next round or the later round. I think it was very one-sided, but he did what he did. Like you say, it's difficult and it could happen to anybody. And we sit here, in front of some cameras with the mic in front of us and get a bit excited sometimes and say something daft because we've got a bit excited. So it's easily done, but it's within the rules of it.
Yeah.
How many times does a footballer get overexcited and then they get sent off and you don't go, yeah, but it was just, they had such a good game up to that point. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's because we never see something like that happen either, really. It's the first I can think of in a very long time.
Yeah.
So you've seen a fighter disqualified for something like that, and I don't know, it'd be interesting to see do you think it will go the same way this fight? Do you think it'll be one-sided, or do you think Crocker?
I think it'll be a closer fight.
I think Crocker's going to change a lot about how he...
isn't he?
Yeah. But interestingly as well, in a way, it's sort of a blessing in disguise what happened that first time around, because they're both now fighting for the outright belt. There's no interim involved. If you win this, you become a world champion.
But Donovan would have just become a paper champ because Boots Ennis was moving on regardless.
Yeah, but what would you rather? Win a championship belt in the away corner, because he's going to be travelling from Dublin up to Belfast.
Have a one on your record though now.
Yeah.
I think he will be. I think he would have rather taken the win and then got a big fight against somebody else. But this is great for fans. This is the better one for us. This is turned out better for us without a doubt.
Well, 18,000 apparently is going to be a Windsor Park.
Rocking in it.
Absolutely, yeah.
That main event.
And that co-main, Caoimhin Agyarko, Ishmael Davis, is a great fight. Ishmael Davis comes off the back of a couple losses in some big dice rolls, but has never looked bad in either of those fights against people who were undoubtedly a level above him, and he still at worst mixed it with them. Caoimhin Agyarko is someone who's held unbelievably strong rankings for a number of times, had time out of the ring, come back on top tier shows, he's had comeback fights, he's
brilliant win a close win against Troy Williamson.
Yeah, I was going to say,
last weekend in Sunderland against Mark Dickinson.
I think Agyarko's got to be the favourite for this one. But that being said, I think Ishmael Davis is always in a fight. We saw it with Josh Kelly. He was in that fight. He wasn't in that fight, but then actually he almost was, because he just stays in there. He's relentless. He'll keep coming. He puts on a good fight.
Wasn't that late, short notice as well, Josh Kelly at Wembley?
Yeah.
Because there's meant to be Liam Smith.
Ishmael Davis obviously is the more experienced, but Agyarko, I know I watched him up in top tier, you can tell.
Same.
And the thing about him as well is he's been waiting sort of almost patiently for this opportunity, or an opportunity like this, to really break out now. And I think this is make or break for him now. He needs to pick up, like you said, Davis coming off the back of 2 losses. There's no better time to catch him, really, and it's a chance to sort of springboard yourself even further towards where you want to get to in your career. So he definitely needs to, I think, win and try and at least make it somewhat impressive this weekend as well.
Yeah, I don't know if it will be impressive, though. I think it's almost impossible to do so against Ishmael Davis. He's just awkward.
He's not a big hitter either, Agyarko. I think he's more of he'll box on the outside and try and pick him off with counter shots, I think so. But I think it should be a very good fight, a very good co-main event, and like with the atmosphere as well, the added thing of the atmosphere in there, I think it's just going to be overall a very good card. Yeah, definitely. Tyrone McKenna, another local fighter on the card as well, in a decent fight.
Rematch.
But for me, it's the prospects in Pat Brown and Aaron Bowen that I think will be exciting to watch, and then obviously Molly McCann to see what what she looks like as a boxer. I know she's been sparring with TMA 8 and the Matchroom prospect in the build-up to both of their fights, but obviously you'd presume more so in the build-up to Molly McCann's fight in terms of learning from that sparring. But what does that even look like?
I don't know. I don't know an awful. I haven't watched like many of her UFC fights to be honest.
I want to say she's coming off a couple of losses and since she
did.
left the
It's
UFC.
all different ball game on it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's a completely different sport, and it some people are more suited to one or the other, but it's not the same. I don't expect her. I can confidently say I don't expect her to do anything of great note in boxing.
Kick the opponent if she's down 3 rounds.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Elbow.
I feel like they would have put this together to hopefully, obviously, it's a debut in boxing. They want to try and they've tried to put some stock behind her, and like they see her as a character, almost like a sellable asset, like someone like a Johnny Fisher who will, like, if they go up to a show in Liverpool, you know you're going to get a load of ticket sales off the back of sticking her on the undercard somewhere.
And this fight is a fundamentally better card with her on it than off it, because it's intriguing, it's exciting, she's a big name. Would I rather this card with or without? With.
And she's a good character as well. No, she's a good talker, like
Good wind up.
like someone like that during a fight week. If they can build her to somewhere where she's fighting maybe for an area title or some sort of like a British title or something, maybe where they give her one big roll of the dice sort of fight to win a title in boxing, I think that would be a good move. But yeah, I think for her, she's looking at it as a chance to make some decent money off the back end of a combat sports career. Matchroom see her as a sellable asset, and I think if they build it smart and build it in the right way, they could build it to a point where they both come off quite well.
Yeah.
Do you reckon this could be the start of something as well, that UFC fighters are going to continue to make the sort of crossover into the boxing world? Molly McCann does it Saturday night. Tony Ferguson did it a couple of weeks back on Misfits. Darren Silva's making a very successful career now.
Ngannou fought two of the best heavyweights in the world.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, mental.
And beat one of them and lost dramatically to another.
Conor McGregor was allegedly Mayweather's 50th fight. Just doesn't count, but you've seen it as well. Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal, they were meant to fight, former UFC champion. Oh yeah,
even looking at the McGregor Mayweather fight, I think it's one of the biggest selling boxing fights in history.
2 talkers and all that.
In terms of the amount of money that was generated off that. And like, I wouldn't be shocked if you've seen people like Tom Aspinall come over.
He used to box. Tom Aspinall was a boxer before he was a UFC fighter. So
I think there's definitely a possibility of seeing a lot more of it in the future, just because like it's where you're going to make the money in it. Like in terms of combat sports, boxing runs the game in terms of paying people well, I think. And yeah, like it makes sense. If I was in that position, that's definitely what I'd be going for.
Or do a James DeGale and just jump over to bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah, it's an option. Pat Brown, in another fight you expect him to be winning. I'm hoping another step up in performance, slight step up in opponent. He is exciting, isn't he? Like, if nothing else, he is really exciting to watch. Really powerful. I don't know how he's a cruiserweight. He looks every bit of a heavyweight.
Every time we speak about him, I keep forgetting he's a cruiserweight.
Because he just doesn't look like it at all.
But his last fight against Lewis Oakford as well was a sort of, okay, right, you've had 2 decent sort of first fights. You main evented in your hometown for your debut in Ultranum. Let's see what you like up against someone that sort of is on below the sort of Southern Area title sort of reign. And he absolutely blew him out of the waters, didn't he? Lewis Oakford, incredible performance there. He's a sort of fighter that, you know, I think this is where Matchroom's getting it right. We saw it up in Sunderland last week. You got Leo Tang, T-May Ayton, Cameron Vaughan, Adam Macker. You've got Pat Brown here. They're really, really putting a lot of money into the future of the sport. And you're sort of seeing these sort of stars coming through now that you can go, right, in maybe 5 years' time, this guy could be the face of British boxing. I'm not saying he will be, but he could be. But Saturday night's another sort of performance where he's going to have that experience now of sort of travelling abroad, obviously abroad being over the Irish Sea to Belfast, have that sort of fight week, fighting in a stadium as well. It's a different to fighting in an arena. You know, a lot of fighters have talked about that in the past where, you know, it's a lot colder, you got to warm up a little bit more. So it's intriguing, but I think Pat Brown's the sort of fighter that you can get behind and get excited for. I'm just the concern for me in the Lewis Oakford fight was his neck and his back after obviously lifting up Dave Allen after he knocked out Johnny Fisher. But yeah, he's a great character, and he's the sort of characters that you need in boxing.
Do you think, bar TMA 8, don't know any of those prospects are going to go
win a
very
world
far?
title?
Well, I mean, Adam Maka said he's going to beat Inoue, so
Yeah.
look at that. Leo Tang looks okay.
Nah.
But
I think Tia's the only one who will go on and win a world title. I
would
think.
probably agree.
she does look good in her. Leo Tang, there's something there, I think, with Leo Tang.
I think he looks great commercially. I think he'll be a brilliant fighter.
Do you reckon he's the next Anthony
There'll be
Joshua?
some good. No.
Nah.
They won't get
That's how
me
they mark.
again. And
Do you-
But where's
do you agree?
the Olympic gold medal?
Yeah. Do you agree with the thing of comparing a prospect to an Anthony Joshua to a Katie Taylor, for example?
Yeah, I do, and
Do you like
I
that?
like it because it's like Football Manager when you get your regens and your new gens and all this, and you always compare. We always compare, and it's. I think there is every benefit to looking for the next Anthony Joshua, but I don't think. I think it's what Anthony Joshua represented in terms of what he did for British boxing more than anything else. I don't think the next Anthony Joshua has to be a heavyweight. I don't think the next Anthony Joshua has to be from London. I don't think the next Anthony Joshua has to even have gone necessarily through the Olympic cycle. I just think the next Anthony Joshua, for British boxing fans, represents... He put British boxing on the map for years. We had him on his back. When he lost, we lost. When he was winning, we were winning. And I think there will be another Anthony Joshua in terms of the person, and it could be Moses Zatoma, that just is the best of the best at his time in the heavyweight division. Bang. Or it could be something else. But I don't think it has. They don't have to look the same, sound the same. They don't have to act the same. They don't even have to have taken the same route. It's just.
Do you feel like it's a bit of an added pressure though on them that they're that early on in their career that they're getting
definitely
compared
gonna
and they're
be.
like, hang on a minute, I don't want to be compared to him just yet, and then they're sort of going into the ring sort of panicking. And it's the same with Pat Brown. He's probably looking at this now, this opportunity Saturday night, going, I'm getting back to you. It's my fourth fight. This is my second sort of scheduled 8-rounder. It's probably not going to go 8 rounds, but he's thinking, hang on, they're moving me quite quickly here. They see something in me. This is putting a little bit of pressure on me, and who knows if he can handle it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Predictions. Which card do we do?
I think
The island card.
The Island card? Okay, let's get this over and done with. Naoya Inoue by knockout?
yeah. Ooh.
No, you're umming and ahhing about that.
For what? Inoue.
Yeah.
Inoue knockout.
Yeah, Inoue knockout. Harry's
No, I'm scrolling
Agnostic.
the Irish card.
Naoya agnostic.
Yeah, a new
Yeah.
late stoppage. Yeah, I can see that.
Right. This card, Aaron Bowen, Carlos Miguel Roner, Aaron Bowen, middleweight 8-rounder. You know what we say. You never stop an Argentinian. It's a points decision win.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you this week.
Yeah.
Aaron Bowen decision.
Fun fact: Aaron Bowen has been training with Harris Khan, who's also fighting this weekend. I saw her on his Instagram. Yeah.
Fair enough. Farrell Borland, super bantamweight 10-rounder, a British-Irish face-off. This is a difficult one. I don't know much about either. They are bang evens pretty much on the betting odds. So I'm going to make you go first, Harry. What are you going to say?
I'm ball and points decision. I don't know much about neither man.
Yeah, same. Ben's currently trying to
Let
find
my
out about
box
either
round.
man.
Bloody cheat.
Got anything? You found any information yet?
I'll go different. I'll go Farrell.
I like it. Pat Brown, Austin Namdi, maybe. Cruiserweight 8-rounder. We've spoken about it. Pat Brown's got a stoppage every time. Is he going to do it again, Ben?
Pat Brown stoppage. I think it'll be
Same.
another
Same. Pat Brown stoppage.
Molly McCann, Kate Radomska. She's fighting an Irish fighter. But is she going to beat her? I think so.
Yeah, I've gone points decision for Molly McCann.
What have you gone?
Points decision.
Yeah.
Tyrone McKellar, Dylan Moran, welterweight 10-rounder. This is a difficult one to call because it's both fighters have lost in the past.
Ooh,
Both fighters.
McCann
They fought each
knockout.
other last time.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? Be different. I've
Fair
just seen
enough.
something there. Yeah.
What are you going for in this one?
McKenna knockout first or second round like he did the last time they met.
Fair enough. What about you, Ben?
When did it? Yeah, it was just, yeah.
Well, it was
I'm
Dylan
going,
Moran's last
I'm
fight.
going McKenna stoppage.
Same. Ishmael Davis, Caoimhin Agyarko.
I don't know.
Ben, what are you going for?
A Agyarko decision.
I'm shocked. 65% of people think Davis by points decision.
I think it's just because he's fought the bigger names.
He's just better known. I think, yeah, Agyarko points decision. Managed by the same guy who manages the Croft twins as well. I believe so. Paul Reddy.
Good
Shout
talker.
out, Paul.
Well, one of them returns on Saturday as well.
Lewis
Down the
Crocker, Paddy Donovan, welterweight 12.
belt. Oh, I agree with
Rounder.
as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Just in case you come back at me for not.
Nah, that's right. I got your little agreement. That's not a diss.
Okay.
I heard you.
Okay.
Visions. What are you going for this one, Ben? Harry? I'll go Harry first. Crocker Donovan. So this is what you can tell he pre-prepped on the last one because he was done. He was ready to go.
No, I'm going to do Ben now. I'm going to take my time.
Donovan stoppage.
Fair enough. In what kind of round do you reckon?
6.
Fair enough. I
don't think Crocker can improve that quickly, and I'm going to have to agree with Ben. Donovan gets a late stoppage. I think it's going to be exactly the same as the first fight, but you're going to see you're going to have Andy Lee in the corner telling Donovan, calm it down a little bit. Just keep you cool. You've got him. And it's going to be a well-disciplined performance by Donovan, and he's going to get a stoppage win, and he's going to upset the home crowd in Belfast.
Fair enough. I think Lewis Crocker will wish the first fight had ended when it had, because I think Paddy Donovan's going to win
hate when you do
once
that.
again. See, I had you.
Stoppage or point?
Points. Points. Don't know why points, but I think it will be. I think it will be. I'm just doing the maths in my head quickly. A lot of rounds for me on this one. This will be a long night. That just about wraps it up. I believe. No, it doesn't. Quickly, we've gone on quite long again on this one.
What have we forgot?
Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson.
Oh, do we have to?
We do.
Why?
It's crazy.
Because
Why?
I thought it
it's-
was a joke when I seen it pop.
Yeah, same. And I think it didn't help that it was like an AI poster. So I was like, someone's this is fake.
Oh, it's a pantomime.
It's mental. Mike Tyson took one look at Jake Paul fighting Tank Davis. And I was like, Jake, hold my beer. I'm one upping you here. I'm fighting Floyd. What?
I can't
What's
see
it
how
going to
this...
be?
Oh,
3-minute rounds?
I just
8 1-minute round or something. No, it should not.
What's
this
it
should
going
not
on?
be happening.
what's it? What?
What's it like? Is it on Netflix
No.
or?
They'll make a loss if it's. No one's going to pick up this fight. I don't think. Any
People will
big
watch it.
mainstream.
Oh yeah, people will watch it.
I couldn't.
Don
care.
King.
Don't worry,
Really?
he's
Don
losing
King.
a lot of purse bids at the moment, so we may get this one.
I just think it's
Pointless. Sam.
it's mental.
Come on,
Like
let's-
what is it?
Why is it happening? If it's happening, it should not be happening in the first place. It's a sort of Jake Paul, Mike Tyson
Do
thing
you
all
reckon it's
over
going to be
again.
one of those things where they've like billed it as a fight, but it's actually going to be something completely different? It's going to be like them to win.
Because
Like
we said that about Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, and they actually did fight.
nah, you'll get these to win like a hot dog eating contest or something like that. Just like,
I'd watch that, to be fair.
that'd be class.
I'd rather watch that. But
Yeah.
I just think, it's mental. Like the whole,
Who's asked for it?
not me.
No, exactly.
Not me. No, I really can't get my head around it at all. I think Floyd Mayweather obviously has done the exhibition fights. He fought the kickboxer. He fought Logan Paul. He fought Deji.
Yeah.
Like that's enough.
Got a black eye off him. As
Mike
well, Deji.
Tyson obviously fought Jake Paul on the
Yeah.
comeback and looked dreadful. At least, right? At least this will probably prove
He's 60.
to everyone that the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight wasn't rigged. And I'm not just saying that to protect myself legally. I genuinely just believe that a 60-year-old man is not good enough to be fighting anyone. He wasn't fit enough. He was injured. He was in severe pain throughout, and not because of the punches that Jake Paul was landing. And I just think this will be no different. Floyd is sharp. He's not as
still
good as
very
he
good.
was,
Can I
but
just
he's still
say,
very good.
If Manny Pacquiao had beaten Barrios, I wouldn't have been shocked if somehow the WBC managed to pay Floyd Mayweather enough money to then fight Pacquiao again. And
I'll back it. I'd
Yeah.
watch that.
And I think Mayweather would do a good job.
a
Because I
better
still
fighter
think
than this.
he's got it. And I think it's terrible.
Boxing's going mad.
It's terrible.
The
How can we
game-
go? How can we go from talking about Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez on Tuesday's podcast, to these two brilliant fights this weekend, to then talking about Floyd Mayweather against Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Money must be brilliant. I mean, they must be getting paid handsomely here. But who cares?
Yeah, not
Who
me.
cares?
I did see an article.
Will we
about
watch it though?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we have to because
Oh, yeah.
we'll be.
Well, we got to cover it, haven't we? So we're gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, we
You
will
can tell
anyway.
that the thumbnail of this podcast is going to have Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather.
I don't think it should
Mayweather's
be. I think this
faces
should be a
on
little
it.
sneak preview. This should be a treat for anyone who stayed till the end. I think we should leave this.
A little treat to him.
A little treat. You deserve to just hear us complain about something for 5 minutes and then.
Yeah, let us know.
One fight we
think
shouldn't be
wins between Mayweather and
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Let's actually talk about real boxing then. If we've got another talking point, one fight I'm not complaining about. Well, in a way, I'm not complaining about because it's a decent matchup. Joseph Parker, Fabio Wardley.
Yes.
Good to see it's happening, but I'm thinking, oh come on, surely Joseph Parker deserves at least a shot. And
Yeah,
you
but
know,
while Usyk's taken he needs to.
well, Usyk's injured at the moment. I don't know if you boys have seen the video of him dancing around.
Yeah,
and
but I
That's
think
when he got injured.
Yeah, maybe. But I think the WBO are not going to hold that up. They're going to give Usyk the time, and I think what Parker's benefited from over these last 2 years is regularly fighting, and
Well,
I think
he said
he's
that,
not
yeah.
minded to stop doing that. Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep active, and I think Fabio Wardley is someone he should be beating.
he's benefited from being active as well, hasn't he? You know, Zhang, Wilder, Bacoli, but obviously he was meant to
Yeah.
be Dubois that night. But listen, for Wardley, this is a massive, massive opportunity. This is the sort of fight where you go, well, hang on a minute, against Justice Hooney, you know, it was all going wrong, but he found that punch. What happens if he finds that punch against Joseph Parker?
Yeah, that's
Parker's-
what he's thinking.
Parker's droppable, but there's only so
yeah.
often you can continue to rely on that punch.
when you look at the how emphatically Parker's been stopped by the likes of Joe Joyce, the amount of times he was dropped by Zhilei Zhang.
Yeah.
He's a different fighter. though.
No, not in the Zhang fight necessarily, not a
Zhang
huge
was
amount.
The start of,
I
like,
do
that was after
genuinely
Wilder.
believe that Parker is probably the second best heavyweight in the world right now.
Parker is probably more hittable than Hooney was, though.
But I think that's what I mean. I think Fabio Wardley will believe. He doesn't just have to believe, he will believe he can stop Joseph Parker.
Hmm.
If there's anyone that could set up a punch as well as Ben Davison.
I was going to say, and there's nothing to say that he won't. And it would be a once in a life that he would become the one, because he's already up really high with the WBA, as is Parker. He's the WBO. He would become the WBO interim. He'd be number one. He would almost certainly get the Usyk fight next,
And it's only 7 weeks
or
away.
be handed a title.
Can't believe they're putting on pay-per-view, though.
I'm not paying it.
That's mental. That's not a pay-per-view fight.
It's a sort of back in
We're meant to be getting
2018, 27. Yeah, no.
Meant to get rid of pay-per-views.
I think the last ever pay-per-view card, if it's going to be a thing, is going to be November 22nd.
Also, as far, unless he's suggesting that he owns DAZN, which albeit there is some Saudi investment in DAZN that hasn't been made official or that people don't necessarily talk about, but he can't tell other people not to put on pay-per-views. He can say, I'm not doing it, and he can try and force their hand, but he can't go, you can't put on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
If he's sponsoring it, then maybe, but I think that's the reality of the matter is if he's not sponsoring it, then it has to be a pay-per-view.
I'm not being funny, mind. We all said that Moses of Time and Dillian White shouldn't have been a pay-per-view, and did we watch it?
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
I pay for it? No.
But we got an excuse for why we didn't pay for it. Because we were
Do
at
we?
a boxing event.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
We
But
were dodging chairs that night.
I would have
but
paid for
yeah.
it anyway. No. But
It's
that's one for another. I love how we started off this podcast trying to be like coy and subtle about finding other ways to watch fights. Now I'm just going, no, I'm not paying. I will find the most illegal means.
It's gone from watching Weatherspoons, going to Weatherspoons to watch it, to now going, yeah, we
We need to get one of those, like,
Dodgy fire sticks.
no, like NordVPN sponsorship or something.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you're allowed to explicitly say that, though. You have to kind of, again, we'd have to go back to being coy about it. You have to be like, if you're going to be going on sites, then use a VPN. You know, I'd recommend it. It's worth your security.
Should we end it on something that's a very good fight as well this weekend now, before we wrap it up? Nathan Owls, Conor McIntosh, a British title, final eliminator. I believe Ryan Garner holds the
I think
British
that'll
title,
become vacant.
and that'll become and then whoever wins that can fight for it. Life-changing fight there. It's a massive, massive fight. I believe it's live on S4C, so Sam will probably have to use a NordVPN to watch it because I don't think
Other VPNs are available until they cough
Yeah.
up the money.
I don't think you can watch S4C in England.
I have a flat in Wales.
You're gonna have to come home then to.
I also have means.
Okay.
I know a man.
Link to some dodgy S4C.
Yeah.
Just ring up Ben ringside and just.
Yeah, get him to film his TV. Yeah, one of those ones.
Great fight though.
Yeah, good fight.
Lewis Parfit, Rashid Omar as well. Welsh title fight.
It's going to be a very busy weekend.
Yeah, there's some good content coming, I'm sure, for that. So if I'm sure you'll be sat around this weekend thinking, oh, boxing, I haven't got enough boxing to watch. So check out Ben's interviews that will be coming this weekend from that sounding our event show. But other than that, thank you all for taking some time out of your week to listen to the Punches Chance podcast, second preview show of the week. Like I said in the intro, if you haven't already, check out our previous preview. We talk about Canelo Crawford in great detail. It's not an hour long.
Didn't Ben say Canelo's going to knock out Crawford?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Gonna
crazy.
spark him clean out.
But he also said my mum would knock out Inoue, so
at the start of this podcast,
his head is
gone
in space.
Except with Mertha.
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week.
Punches Chance. Punches Chance podcast.